Hi friends, I'm Beth and this is another episode of How I'm Doing It. Today I'm going to show you how I make a crock pot loaded baked potato bake right here behind me. So this is first thing on a Saturday morning, and I started to put this together and realized, hey, this would make a great video. Maybe other people would like this too. So it's already partially completed, but let me show you what I've done. First of all, you can see the spray around here. I did spray my crock pot with some buttery flavor cooking spray that will help to keep things from sticking as bad when it comes time to clean this afterwards. Then I threw a bunch of chopped russet potatoes in here. Basically, how much you're going to use of any of these ingredients depends on the size of your crock pot. I have a pretty big one here. I don't know what size it is. I just eyeball these things. But I put roughly 10 chopped russet potatoes in here. We have a large family, as many of you may know, so we will go through this pretty quickly. Probably we'll go through it today, maybe have leftovers of a serving or two for tomorrow, but most of this we'll eat today. Then this is frozen broccoli. And the ham is Smithfield Anytime Favorites diced ham. Now the ham, if you look down here in this corner right here by my thumbnail here, it says fully cooked. I don't know if you can see that, fully cooked. So at this point we're just heating it up, but I did find this on 50% off at my local Walgreens that's co-branded with Kroger. If you haven't checked out Walgreens co-branded with Kroger, they tend to have a lot of good 50% off deals. Some of their full price grocery items are high, honestly, I'll tell you that. But at half price, I got 2 packs of this, so I threw it in. This is basically the same concept of a baked potato and what ingredients might a person put on them. So I've got my potatoes chopped in the bottom, and then I've got the broccoli, and then I've got the ham. I'm gonna add to it Lipton Recipe Secrets. This is the onion soup mix. So I'm gonna add a packet of that. I might decide, you know, since this is a big pot, I think I might actually add 2 packets, but a little onion flavor might be nice on this. I'm gonna add just enough water to cover the bottom and then go about maybe 1.5 inches up the sides. I want to steam all of this. I don't want it to be soupy. Now your texture preferences may be different. You might like to make it kind of soupy and add more of liquid to it. But for us, I'm gonna basically add enough so that this steams and softens up and that the flavors intermingle together. And then when we scoop it out, we'll see that basically most of the liquid will either be steamed into the food or maybe just a little bit in the bottom, but I'm not looking for a soupy texture. I'm looking more for like a stew texture, if you think of it that way in your crock pot, when you put potatoes in a crock pot, you know, that type of a texture. And then once I take it out at the end, we can top it with whatever we want. At that point, you don't want to really, I don't have a good experience adding dairy too early into a crock pot meal. I like to add dairy at the end. So if we want to add butter or cheese or sour cream, something like that, we'll top it with it at the end. But this will be our flavor base, and then just whatever you would like to have. Maybe you don't like broccoli. Maybe instead you want to leave that out or put a different ingredient in. I mean, mix and match to your preference, but this is how we like our potatoes. And here's another little trick. When I'm using these Recipe Secrets envelopes full of spices, after I have dumped the spices on top, like you can see here, I want to get all of the flavor out, and I'm adding water to this dish anyway. So I pour my water inside my envelopes, my spice envelopes, to get out the rest of that seasoning, to get the full amount of seasoning. See, that's the one that I've rinsed out or used to carry the water from the sink over to the crock pot, and this is one that I have not done it yet, so I will put some water in here. But look at how much seasoning is still in there, even after you dump it out. So you just get a little bit of water in there just to get the seasonings out. So I'm basically using this envelope like my measuring cup to get my liquid into the pot. And I mean, hey, you're paying for the Lipton Recipe Secrets seasoning pack or whatever brand that you're using. This is not sponsored in any way, but if you're paying for the seasoning packet, you may as well get all the seasonings out, right? So anyway, then I've got just a little bit of water in the bottom to cover it and at the bottom and keep it from burning and get everything soft. But see, then I've got those seasonings out of there. I guess a side bonus is you haven't used a measuring cup that you have to put back in the cupboard. I don't know. But anyway, for me, it's basically saying I don't want to let the seasonings go to waste in the bottom of there, and I may as well just do it. It doesn't take any extra trouble or time. Okay, then I'm going to take my crock pot and turn it on to low. I'm just guessing here, and you're going to have to check with your crock pot too. I'm guessing this may take, based on the amount that I have in here and just from prior experience, I'm thinking this may take about 4, possibly up to 6 hours. It just depends. Remember, I don't have any raw meat in here, so basically all I'm doing is just trying to heat it up to where the potatoes get soft and it heats up enough so that all the flavors will intermingle with the steaming process. So it's not quite as much of an issue of getting anything up to a certain temperature. I'm just trying to get things soft and the flavors intermingled. So I'm making this at, I think it's about, the clock on the wall over there says it's about 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. So we'll see how long this ends up taking. I think we'll eat this basically for an early supper. It's Halloween and I've got to take the kids out to trick-or-treating and I want to feed them with something relatively healthy before we go get all the candy, and then they'll want to gorge themselves on candy. So I'm going to try to fill their bellies with something kind of healthy first. Okay, and this is the end result. 5 hours later, after cooking on low, everything has warmed up. The flavors and the aroma and the smells are all melded together nicely. I gave it a good stir. Everything is warmed up together. Now, you can put this in a dish and you can serve it as is, or you could put cheese on top, sour cream on top. You know, you could just do whatever you like. You could add some bacon bits on top if you wanted to. Anyway, this is going to be the end result, and it's really tasty. I hope some of you will decide to give it a try. Anyway, nice, easy, relatively healthy meal. Lots and lots of vegetable options here. We've got the potatoes with the skin on. Just a really easy thing to pull together pretty quickly. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me for this video. I appreciate all of my viewers, and thank you again. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I'm Beth, and that's how I'm doing it.